Ex-NFL stars help convince parents to delay tackle football. The Concussion Legacy Foundation has launched the Flag Football Under-14 program, which does exactly what it sounds like it does: advocates for athletes under the age of 14 to play flag football, or something else, and wait to try tackle football until reaching high school. The announcement was timed to a new study from Boston University showing that repetitive blows to the head, even if they aren't classified as concussions, appear to cause the protein buildup that leads to chronic traumatic encephalopathy, or CTE. We're simply seeing more and more evidence that supports what we've said for a long time, which is that we need to delay contact in young athletes, CLF co-founder Chris Nowinski told For the Win last week. It's true that there's a lot we don't know about CTE and traumatic brain injury, but what we do know, for certain, is that limiting the number of hits a player takes is a proven way to protect him or her. While high-profile cases of CTE in ex-NFL stars like Junior tend to grab the spotlight, there's an increasing focus among researchers and litigators on players who never reach that level. Here's what Elizabeth Davenport, who studies the impact of repetitive subconcussive hits at University of Texas Southwestern Medical Center in Dallas, told Kara News this week. All of our studies are pointing towards subconcussive impacts causing a change in the brain. Everything that we've seen has shown that just a normal football season will cause changes in the brain. And then we also see that if you have a concussion prior to the season, your brain changes differently. So, it points towards a concussion never kind of ending. Meanwhile, multiple cases, with hundreds of plaintiffs, alleging the NCAA knew about the dangers of football and failed to protect players should move forward later this year. The goal of those suits is to compensate players and family members who have lived with the damage the game caused, but also to warn current and future players about the issues they may face. Trying to spread that message has been frustrating for some advocates, who still think too many parents aren't informed despite the public attention paid to concussions and CTE. Brett Favre recently produced a documentary on making playing surfaces safer because he thought the topic was widely misunderstood. Fans may not read medical studies, but they did see a player shaking uncontrollably after a violent hit before returning to an NFL game this year. And that was only one instance. CLF partnered with Pro Football Hall of Famers Nick Buonoconti and Harry Carson to advocate for delaying enrollment in tackle football during a press conference in New York City Thursday. Carson was also named to the group's Flag Football Under-14 all-time greatest team, the rest of which you'll find below. It's been obvious to many experts for a while now that young, developing brains should be shielded from the sort of contact that tackle football requires, but this codified effort is still needed. Junior high following Pop Warner football remains the norm across much of the country. The NFL has invested more in flag football programs, but does not suggest it exclusively as a way for youth to get involved in the game. The league has also funded efforts at making youth tackle leagues more safe. Pop Warner has made a series of changes, including eliminating kickoffs in its youngest divisions to mitigate contact for players aged 5-10. That doesn't go far enough, according to CLF co-founder Dr. Robert Cantu, who said we do know that the more hits you take, the more your risk for CTE goes up. I made a mistake starting tackle football at 9 years old, Buonoconti said in a press release. The middle linebacker for the undefeated 1972 Miami Dolphins now suffers from dementia and has been diagnosed with probable CTE. Now, CTE has taken my life away. Youth tackle football is all risk with no reward. More, Danica Patrick explains how she and Aaron Rodgers got together, why Matt Patricia won't fail in the same way Bill Belichick's former assistant of new Vikings video of the Minneapolis Miracle will give you goosebumps all over again. Stefon Diggs gave the most confident pep talk moments before his epic touchdown, how Danica Patrick once tried to outsmart a cop to avoid getting pulled over.